Hey everyone, Darrell here from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center. We're about to do a deep dive into your most reliable forecast because we've already had quite a few changes and this unsettled weather pattern is not over yet. So we're going to start off with what we're seeing across the high desert. Right now, looking out there, there's a whole lot of cloud cover. Some of it actually looks like ominous cloud cover, but for the most part, it's just been some showers working their way through Central Oregon. Now, as we look forward through the next couple of days, we're actually in a pattern that's leaving us with some limited to minor impacts through the Cascades. And I wouldn't call it a winter storm impact, but that's just the title of this graphic. Now here, through the last couple of hours, we've actually had some locations that have really been getting wet really through the day today. So it was the rain wasn't evaporating like we saw yesterday, and instead of sprinkles, we had showers. Now winds have been breezy for most, and even when we look in the highest elevations, those roads are still wet, not just damp like we're seeing in some of the lower elevations, and it's even been melting some of the snow on the side of the road, such as like Sandy Ann Pass, Willamette Pass, Century Drive on the way up to Bachelor. It looks like Government Camp still has a little bit of white on the side of the road. Now through the day, we've had this rain rolling through the high desert. Lightning has been striking, and for the most part, those thunderstorms have been staying outside of Central Oregon. But when we look a little closer at this, we will see that where we've gotten the thunderstorms, it's just been way out of our area. So just south of Pendleton, going through Pilot Rock and just to the west of Baker City. That's where one of those thunderstorms was, tracking all the way down to just east of John Day. And outside of that, it's been just over south central Oregon, mostly Klamath County, from the Klamath Falls area up to right around, not Crescent, but right around Chemult is what it looks like, where we have some of those lightning strikes. But for Central Oregon, hasn't even seen any lightning. We haven't had any of that lightning coming up even as far north as Crescent. So when it comes to total strikes, there's only 8 of them on here, and that's just what the top right corner of the map is showing, some of that stuff that was going from John Day up through Pendleton. And so we have these wet roads across the high desert, showers still on the way. And when we take a little closer look at this, what we have been seeing is where there have been some of those cells that were producing some lightning, they pretty much started to fizzle out. Now, these showers are still in the forecast, so that's not over yet. On top of that, we still have this thunderstorm risk through most of the state, including southwestern, central Oregon, going all the way over to eastern Oregon. So it's really just the northeastern or northwestern corner of the state that we do not have this risk of thunderstorm activity. So when we focus on where those showers are, we're still going to be getting wet here through this evening, but tonight is when those snow levels really start to fall. And then fast forward to through the day tomorrow, that's when we're actually looking at some mountain snow starting in the early morning hours through 7 a.m., even through noon, some mountain snow. By the afternoon, snow levels pick up just a little bit, but overall, we are looking at the potential of getting some accumulating snow through the Cascade. So that's something we're continuing to track, but as of right now, that low pressure system is centered just offshore. You can actually see some of that circulation. If you find the state lines between California and Oregon, then look over the Pacific Ocean, that's where the major part of the circulation for this system is, and it's slowly working its way inland. Does that mean that it's almost over? Well, we have one more day of showers, one more day of cooling, and one more day of gusty winds expected. And when we focus on the water vapor imagery, what we're seeing is a slot of dry air coming into the center of that circulation, but a bigger slot of dry air right around LA that's working its way into the Pacific Northwest, mostly Idaho. And once that dry air gets wrapped up into this system, we're expecting it to begin choking itself out. What does that mean for us? That means it's still going to be chilly and gusty conditions are expected for another day, but we're still looking at some precipitation. So through the rest of this evening, still a low chance of some thunderstorm activity. If it happens, it's just going to be a couple of lightning strikes working their way through the high desert. Then snow levels start to drop. With that, winds are still going to be breezy at times overnight. By tomorrow morning, during the AM hours, that's when we're starting to get mountain snow accumulating. And with that mountain snow accumulation, we are looking at some slick roads through the passes. Then through Wednesday, wetter conditions early, followed by PM clearing. So we're going to pause that. We're going to backtrack just a little bit. Let me open up this graphic, and we're going to take that little by little. So through Wednesday at 3 p.m., we are getting those showers still. Then watch what happens during the rest of the afternoon. we start to clear out. By the evening, clearing really takes shape, and winds are still going to be breezy. And then going forward after that, we get tapering winds. Thursday brings tons of sunshine, just a little bit of cloud cover. But by Thursday afternoon, wind speeds swing around to the north and the northwest, become breezy once again, and it stays mostly clear. So ultimately, we are looking at one more day of rain, chilly conditions, and stronger winds. Then we're getting into that clearing phase that we're looking at on Thursday. After that, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're still looking at some changes in our weather pattern. But overall, our relative humidity is moderate to high across central Oregon. But as we go forward, it's not going to be until Thursday that really changes up. Now, high temperatures today were most really in the last 24 hours, mostly in the 50s. The couple 60s and that 73 were hangover temperatures from yesterday, where we had those still on the map by the time we were at this time, because it's in the last 24 hours. So when we look at temperatures right now, mostly in the 50s and 40s, and it's still gusty. But look at this. That means temperatures are running between 13 and 26 degrees colder than they were just 24 hours ago. That puts us in the chilly range. That's why when you walked out today, you were like, man, do I need a jacket? Yeah, you did. And you're going to need one again tomorrow, especially with the weather conditions still expected. Tonight, we fall back into the 30s. Few spots drop to near freezing. And then by tomorrow, 40s with some 50s. So we are still in this active weather pattern. And the way that our the big weather patterns that go across the entire U.S. usually work is you have ridges, you have troughs, and sometimes you have zonal flow. Zonal flow is when it's just going east to west. And right now we're looking at a forecast model that really helps us by showing us geopotential heights. That helps us hone in on where those troughs and ridges are. So right now there is a trough over central Oregon. It dips down. Now if you look further out over the Pacific Ocean, you have that dip, or the bubble. That is a ridge. And so when that ridge of high pressure builds into the region, we're going to be looking more subsidence, more sunshine, more the temperatures warming back into the 60s. But for right now, we have this trough over the region. This trough is what's led to this active weather pattern. And these showers continue through Wednesday. And Wednesday is going to be the most active out of this entire system, out of the stretch. And that's because the bulk of this system, the core of this system, is working its way through the Pacific Northwest. So showers, check. Chilly, check. Gusty, check. We're topping out. Our highs are going to be in the 40s with some 50s. By Thursday, that high pressure, that ridge, starts to push over the Pacific Northwest. So the trough is rolling out of here. Ridge of high pressure is building back into the region, and temperatures warm up. We're talking 60s and 50s under plenty of sunshine. Still going to be breezy at times. And then by Friday, still looking at low 60s with some 50s. Now, with this, we are going to get some additional clouds. There's a chance of a few sprinkles. So let's go ahead and here in a little bit, we're going to be looking at a forecast model. Let's just talk totals across the region. Most of what we're looking at is rain through central Oregon. But when it comes to the higher elevations through the Cascades and northeastern Oregon, we're looking at some mountain snow. I don't expect it to stick around for too long because temperatures are well above freezing, not just for lows, but highs as well. Or not just for highs, but lows as well. So some mountain snow is expected. Showers are still in the forecast. Thursday and Friday, that's our rebound. Saturday and Sunday, there's a chance of some light showers. Now, this time yesterday, this wasn't in the forecast model. So I actually have two back-to-back forecast models outside of the high-resolution one that I showed you earlier. And these are going to really help to paint a picture of what you can expect across central Oregon. The first one doesn't go out as far as the second one does, but the second one fills out the rest of the 7-day planner. So through tonight and tomorrow morning, snow levels drop. We're getting rain, a little bit of mountain snow, then some clearing Wednesday p.m., more sunshine Thursday. Then notice that cold front. Right now, at this point in the graphic, still north of Pendleton around Walla Walla. That pushes south. And then through the day Thursday, we're still topping out in the 60s with some 50s. The tail end of that cold front rolls through central Oregon Thursday night going into Friday, bringing us some clouds. Now, this specific forecast model shows a hint of rain chances through Friday. I really think we're just looking at in and out clouds. Winds are going to be breezy, and another dip in temperatures is expected. But by Saturday and Sunday, some showers are in the forecast. So let's look at a different forecast model. This is the GFS, the long range one. It shows also also that we are looking at high elevation snow through tonight and tomorrow night. And then by Thursday, more sunshine. By Friday, more sunshine, some PM clouds. By Saturday and Sunday, a few sprinkles. So we're talking about some hit and miss light showers. Then early next week, we keep a hold of a little bit of that remnant moisture, and it's not going to be until later in the week that we really see even more sunshine. So between now and Thursday at 11 p.m., showers, a little bit of mountain snow, but look at this. Let me move this over real quick. Get it out from behind the back of my head. Okay, so we're not looking at too much in the mountains. Sandy Ann Pass, we're looking at 2 to 4 inches, up to 4 inches possible in Willamette Pass, Government Camp. It looks like we could get up to 4 inches there as well. And this is going back and forth from rain to snow. Looks like 4 to 8 inches for Diamond Lake Junction. So we could be looking at some decent totals in the Cascades, just not really. And then the lower elevations back and forth from rain to snow so much, nothing's actually going to stick. So winds have been a little breezy today. Gusts at the moment 15 to 20 miles per hour for parts of the high desert, just not everywhere. Now wind speeds, the actual wind speeds, taking gusts out of the gust factor out of the equation, mostly. Look at that, 5 to 15 miles per hour, 10 to 15 miles per hour with a few spots that aren't as strong. So here through the rest of this afternoon, we are looking at winds that are just going to be breezy, or I should say through the rest of this evening going into tonight. It's not until the early morning hours that starts to taper off, but tomorrow it's just going to be gusty. Actual wind speeds 20 to 30 miles per hour. Up until today, I've had gusts at 35 to 40 miles per hour. Some of them could be even stronger than that. And then by Thursday, back down to just breezy conditions again. So for tonight, we are looking at 30s with a few 40s on the map. A couple spots even dipping down to near and below freezing. By Wednesday, it's just going to be chilly. 40s, some 50s possible, more showers expected, and some PM clearing. Thursday brings the sunshine. By Friday, still more sunshine, still breezy. Saturday and Sunday, some showers possible, and there's a very low confidence in the rain chances this weekend. The latest forecast model, the ones that just came out today, those are the ones that started putting showers in the forecast by Saturday and Sunday. So I actually dropped down those temperatures. If you remember this time yesterday, we were further into the lower to mid 60s Saturday and Sunday, and then it got even more pleasant by the time we got to Monday and Tuesday. With this chance of rain, I just brought down those temperatures just a little bit. So some roller coaster temperatures are expected. That could all change again tomorrow once I see a little bit more back-to-back model runs showing the same thing. Right now, they're just all over the place. And so seasonable, low chance of rain. So when it comes to weather headlines, this unsettled weather pattern is not over yet. Showers, cooler, and gusty. That is the theme of the forecast. Now, more sunshine is on the way. It will be nicer Thursday and Friday. Temperatures near average for this time of the year. But first, we still have these showers that are working their way through Central Oregon. This is not over yet. The thunderstorm potential for Central Oregon has diminished considerably. We were looking at some lightning strikes over Klamath County. That looks like it has fizzled out. Even looking at southwestern Oregon, we do not have much in the way of thunderstorm chances. The only thunderstorms really that I see are around Pendleton, between Pendleton and the Tri-Cities area, and it looks like those are fizzling out as well. So that is the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. Well, the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. See you then.